Hello, my name is Dr. Cyrus Raji, and I'm an associate professor of radiology and neurology at the Washington University in St. Louis Mallinckrodt Institute of Radiology. I'm here to talk to you today about our abstract being presented at RSNA 2025 titled Higher Muscle Volume is Inversely Related to Chronological and Brain Age, while increased visceral to muscle fat ratio is positively related to chronological and brain age. And so this was a study where we evaluated 1,164 individuals with an average age of about 55 years, which is midlife, and a ratio of 52% men to 48% women, 39% non-white, scanned at 1.5 T MRI machines with a whole body MRI protocol. And in doing this study, we tried to answer the question, how does body composition relate to brain age, which is a metric of chronological age that we can estimate from the physical size of brain structures on a T1 structural MRI scan. And in doing this analysis, what we first did was we looked at total muscle volume from the body MRI scan and correlated that to the actual brain age and chronological age. And what we found is the more total muscle volume an individual has, the younger they were and the younger their brains looked. However, on the other side, the higher amount of visceral fat, even normalized to total muscle volume, was related to older looking brains and older individuals. And so there are several key implications of this study. First, our study shows that body MRI metrics of body composition, be it muscle or visceral fat, can tell us what's happening to the brain in terms of how old it looks or how young it looks. And the reason it's important to understand those relationships is age is by far the biggest risk factor for the progression of neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's disease. The fact that we were able to determine that visceral fat was related to older looking brains tells us that it's one reason why obesity is a big risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. And the relevance of understanding that factor is that we can actually do something about obesity now, since in the last 5 years, there have been the development of these powerful incretin analog drugs or GLP-1 receptor agonists, such as Ozempic, Wegovy, as they're known commercially, or semaglutide or tirzepatide for Mounjaro, where we can actually identify individuals who could benefit from these drugs, not just from weight loss, but potentially, as our work suggests, potentially Alzheimer's disease risk reduction and improved brain age. And so future studies should look at this. They should look at the ability of these newer drugs to improve body composition metrics, and in so doing, reduce the burden of brain aging and the risk for future Alzheimer's.